Before we start building our first React app, we need to set up the development environment. Don't worry, it's super easy. And by the end of the next 2 or 3 minutes, you will have everything you need to set up your first React app. So the first thing you need to install it, which is the Node.js. So Node.js is JavaScript runtime. It allows you to run JavaScript outside the browser. It comes with npm, stands for Node Package Management, and this one we will use it to install React and other tools. So keep following with me step by step to do it if you haven't installed Node.js before. I will show you in the screen now how to install it. You navigate to your Google Node.js, and in the official website of the nodejs.org here, download the LTS. And this one stands for the long-term support. It's the most stable version. Okay, run installer here and follow the steps he will give you. I will skip this step because I have already installed this before, so you will don't mess up with the one. Next thing you have to install, which is a code editor. There is a plenty code editors out there. I recommend VS Code. It's free and lightweight and perfect for React development. Just also navigate in your Google about VS Code. Here we go. And hit on the first one, open the official website of the Visual Studio Code. Here we go, and his automatically will figure out your operation system. In my case it's macOS, and maybe yours is Windows. It doesn't matter, just download from here and follow the steps. Okay, the third thing you have to install now, or we have to talk about, which is Git. So Git is a version control system. It allows you to manage or it helps you to manage, track your changes or your code. It's optional for this tutorial, but I highly recommend you to learn it. It's essential for real world project and collaborate with others. So if you are interested to learn it, I have already made a full tutorial about Git and GitHub in my YouTube channel. So don't mess up with this tutorial and check it out later. Okay, and to install the Git, also I want you to navigate to git.scm.com, and this is the official website. Navigate to Git and install from here. Run an installer and follow the steps. I also will skip this one because I've already installed. If you don't, please download it from here. And now once you finish with it, I want you to open up your terminal and check for the Node.js if you have installed correctly by typing node-v. It will give you this here, the version number, and also you can install for the npm -v. This also will give you the version that you have installed, and also you can check for your Git if you have installed it correctly. Git -version. And he will give you version of the Git you have installed. Now you have got all the necessary tools, so we are ready now to dive in and build our first React project. Now there is different ways to create a new React app, starting from create React app. It's widely used tool, it's reliable, but it's outdated. Many companies still using it, but it's not the most modern option. So here Vite will pops up and scale up and became the new norm in the industry of lightning fast HTML and optimized build, and also for the speed. It's excellent choice for quickly setting up your React app, and also you can set it up manually. So hit over getting started here, and immediately you will see there is a single command you can install your React app through it. Okay, just copy this command npm create vite at latest here, and open up your integrated terminal in your code editor. In my case is Visual Studio Code. Here is the my Visual Studio Code here, and I want you to hit over to your menu and tab to a terminal, new terminal, to open up our integrated terminals. And here we navigate to the desktop to create our project there also. So cd desktop, Here we go. Now we are in the desktop, and now we are ready to create our project there. So paste our command here for setting up our React project through this command npm create Vite at latest, and latest here stands for the latest version of our Vite. Okay, hit the enter, and here is asking you to make a name for your project. In our case, let's name it, for example, React App. And here we have to select a framework. In our case, it's ReactJS, absolutely. And also here is asking you to select your variant. You can choose between the JavaScript and TypeScript. In our case, let's use the JavaScript. In this tutorial, you are going to use JavaScript. Enter, and here we go. When the setup is completed, navigate into our project. In our case, cd React App. Here we go. And there you have it. The entire project got generated in a just fraction of seconds. Install the dependencies here. In our case, let's start npm install. I stands for the install. Hit the enter. Here we go. It's been installed, all the dependencies here and packages from the npm. So we have found 0 vulnerabilities. And now finally, let's start the development server and through this command, which is npm run dev. Hit the enter. So your app will run in on this URL here. It's localhost, and you can open it in your browser to see the default React app, React page here. Now let's have a look to the files and folders in the project structure which have been generated and what reason. Okay, let's back to our VS Code here, and this is all the folders and files it's been generated for us. First of all, let's start to explain one by one. Let's start with the Node.js. So Node.js, this folder is contain all the dependencies and libraries for your project needs. So you don't need to touch this folder and don't mess up with any changes there. So it's managed by npm. The next folder here, we have the public, and this one, it's where you can put static files or assets like images, icons, favicons. And for example, if you have a logo.png, you can put it here in the public and reference it in your page. And the next one folder, which is the source, and this one is the most important because all the logic of your app and code will be running here. Okay, and this one will include the assets. It's just like a folder, and here you have the app.js6. This one we will delete all the code here and create ours later on. But I want you to know that this folder app.js is like the main component of your app. Okay, it's where you will build your UI of the app. Next, we have the app.css, and this one is like the style sheet file for your component, for the app file here. It's specific for it, and you can see here it's imported from it because it's will include all the styles about this page, app.jsx. Next, we have the main.jsx, and here is the entry point of your application. This one, it's rendered the app component into the DOM, which is the DOM stands for the document object model. And this strict mode is a feature to checking out your code. There is no errors. Okay, if there is an error, he will tells you in the console. Okay, and here just running through this simple JavaScript, it's rendering the DOM through this route. And also we have this index.css, and here will be the global styling for your application. And here you can make any styles and reference it in any component in your application. Okay, and also we have the .get_ignore, and this one will tell Git which files and folders to be ignored once you want to push it to the remote server, or you want to deploy it. Okay, like for example, in our case, the node modules here folder, we don't want it to upload it or deploy it with our project folders. And next we have the eslint.config.js, and this one is like the config file used to define the rules and the settings for the ESLint. A popular lending tool helps you to identify and figure out and fix problems in your code, such as errors, coding styles, violations, and potential bugs. If you want, just comment below. I can explain it to you later on in more details. Okay, the next we have the index.html. It's a single HTML file where React application it's injected here. The div here with the ID of root, this one here will be the main point of your application also. Okay, so you can modify it later on. The title, in our case, let's make it my React app, save it, and once you hit back to our code, you will see here it's been changed. Next we have this package log.json, and this one you don't mess up with it also, because it has all the dependencies of your applications. And also the package.json here, this file contains the metadata about your project from the scripts and the dependencies also. And this one is the readme file. This one you needed to explain how others will run the code here, and all the necessary orders or logic that you want others to know about this code base. And lastly, this is the configuration file for Vite, so you can customize build settings here. Beautiful.